Hi, this is a short video to orient you to participating in a Twitter chat. If this is your first time, it can feel very fast-paced, so there are several ways that you can participate depending on your level of comfort. The first way is to simply use Twitter as you normally would. Of course, it goes without saying that you need to have a Twitter account in order to participate in a Twitter chat. So once you're on your home page or on Twitter, you can go to the search bar and type in the name of the chat with the hashtag. So hashtag ECEA chat. Once you click enter, it'll show you all the activity related to the chat. It does default to the top tweets. So if you see here, it defaults to letting you see the most popular tweets. What you want to do while you're participating is click on the latest bar, the column that says latest. That shows you tweets in order. So the most recent tweets are at the top and the older tweets are at the bottom. As you can see, the last time we used the ECEA hashtag was in 2014, so we're hoping to revive it now. When you use this method, you can do as you normally would. You can like tweets, you can retweet if you find a tweet very compelling, you can quote tweet. As a special guest, I would recommend quote tweeting so that your response can be attached to the question and it will show up on your profile. And then you can also respond to the tweet as you typically would within the original tweet. If you use this method this way, you'll have to keep refreshing the page because it won't show you new tweets as they're happening. Sometimes there's a delay. So what I typically do is I will refresh as I'm participating in a tweet just to make sure I'm seeing the latest tweets. It's helpful to use this method because you won't be inundated with tweets coming in right as they're happening, because that can be very overwhelming. If you use this method, you'll also see notifications pop up as people like your tweets, respond to your tweets, or retweet. You'll see notifications, which then, it can be confusing because you might want to go there and respond and then come back to the tweet, to the hashtag page. In that case, I might have two windows open, one with my notifications and one with the hashtag, just to see the latest activity. But this is probably, for some people, the simplest way to participate in a tweet chat. Another way to participate in a tweet chat or a Twitter chat is to use TweetDeck. TweetDeck.twitter.com. If you are logged into your Twitter account and you go to TweetDeck.twitter.com, it will automatically open up for you and it will show you your feed it allows you to curate your columns. So if you're participating in a Twitter chat, you will probably want to have a couple of columns, and I'll show you which columns, and remove other columns. So when I first came on here, there were columns I didn't need. So for example, for this chat, I won't need this column here where I'm looking at the NCTE chat tweets. In order to remove that column, I just click on this symbol up here, and then I click remove so that it goes away. I do want to keep my notifications tab for the Twitter chat, and I might want to keep my mentions, although it's not as important, so I'm actually going to remove that one. To add a column, I will click on the plus button, add a column, and what I'll do to see the Twitter chat is to click search, and I'll click ECEA chat. It will add the column that shows me the activity for the chat so that I can see it alongside notifications. That way I don't need to do what I was doing with with the Twitter platform and moving back and forth between spaces. So it's all here for me, and I can still do the things that I would normally do on Twitter, which are to like, retweet with comment, and to simply respond within the tweet. This method actually shows you tweets as they're coming up. So as you could see, maybe on the left-hand side, you could see the tweets coming in to my feed. So this is actually, depending on the speed of the chat, depending on how many people are participating, it can be overwhelming because you can't stop the flow of it, I don't think. So this is really for the person who is really good at micromanaging and won't be distracted by, all the activity that's happening on the page during the chat. Something that's useful with TweetDeck is the ability to schedule tweets. So if I were to tweet something, I could type in my tweet, type in ECA chat at the end, example tweet, ECA chat, and then schedule the tweet for the day and time that I want it to be sent out. So since I know what the schedule is, I know the introductions happen at 7:03 p.m. Eastern, 6:03 p.m. Central. I will schedule it for, my intro tweet to happen on the 19th at 6:04 p.m. since I'm Central Time. So here's my introductory tweet. My name is Tran. I am a, and so on. And then ECAA chat. It's really important that you put ECAA chat, hashtag ECEA chat after every tweet so that it shows up as part of the conversation and you're not lost in the Twitter sphere. So that's a really important note for any method that you use. So this method is, again, really useful if you really can sort of manage all of the data coming in. Another method, another way that you can participate is using TWUBs. So with TWUBs though, you need to sign up in advance. So I would do this before the Twitter chat happens. So when you sign up, you put in your name and password that you'd want to use. Once you're in it, I can't show you it, but once you're in it, you'll also have to link your Twitter account because it's not a Twitter, it's not necessarily linked to Twitter, so you have to do that linkage yourself. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you're in TWUBs, during the chat, you want to type in the hashtag of the chat, click enter. And just like with TweetDeck, you'll see the activity, but you won't see notifications necessarily. It actually might show you the notifications in a different way. This is actually a really nice way to participate because there are a couple of things. You can change the speed of your feed. So if you are okay with, again, it depends on how many participants there are. If there are a lot, it's going to flow in very quickly. So you might change your speed to medium or slow to give yourself time to think and respond to the tweets. In this upcoming chat, questions will be presented every 10 minutes. So it is a lot of time, more time than other tweets, but it still moves pretty quickly. So what you might want to do is prepare any of your resources in advance, have a notepad open with links to things that you'd like to share or artifacts from your teaching or quotes that you'd like to share that relate to the topic at hand. Another thing that you can do with TWUBs is to pause the feed. Let's say you're in the middle of responding to a tweet and you see tweets coming in. You can just simply pause the tweet. That way, again, you're not inundated with the data coming in. When you unpause, all of it will flow in again. So that's another way to participate. The last way that I mentioned in the document is TweetChat, but TweetChat for me is not working. And it is very similar to TWUBs. It allows you to pause the feed, but it does not allow you to change the speed of your feed. So those are several ways that you can participate in the Twitter chat. Again, it's important to attach the hashtag to all of your tweets. So I wanted to show you what a chat looks like as it's happening. This is NCTE's chat from September 20th, 2020. This was their first tweet for the evening. Welcome to tonight's NCTE chat. They discuss what the chat will be about. And you can see here that Banned Books Week, this organization, retweeted with comment. So they responded to this tweet with comment so that it would show up on their profile page. What happens is that people will respond. Again, you can see they're responding with their just introducing themselves, and they include the hashtag at the end to be included in the conversation. NCTE has asked folks to introduce themselves. So here we see people introducing themselves. So I'm scrolling from the bottom to the top to see more recent activity. You can see somebody here in North Texas. So NCTE then, at this point, mentions the format, which is using A1 if you're responding to question 1, A2 if you're responding to question 2, and including the hashtag. So there's some time before they present the first question. And the first question will be presented. The questions are usually presented as images that then allow you to, again, you can respond within the tweet, or you can quote tweet to respond. So here are NCTE organizations retweeting, so there's more, so it's more populated. And here, Banned Books Week responds to the question by using A1 at the beginning and the hashtag at the end. So I hope this video has been helpful. You know, you could study the NCTE chat just to see what it looks like. I think some of the older ones maybe had some more activity than the one on September 20th, 2020. If you want to see where the kind of art, what do you call it? Archives, you can Google NCTE chat. And in here, you'll be able to see some of their archives. So at the bottom, archives of past chats. Each one is archived, which is what we'll be doing as well. We'll be archiving our chat. I will go in and click all of the relevant tweets that have to do with the chat, and it will be all saved in one spot. So if you miss the chat, you'll still be able to learn from the special guests and the participants through the archives. So thank you very much. I hope this was helpful, and we hope to see you at the next ECEA chat.